Afternoon, brothers and sisters. Here we are on Sunday afternoon, and we're introducing some behaviour to Mark and his family. And we're going to talk about being alive and living. You can live and you can live with a spirit, and they're two very different things. You can live in the flesh, half and half, spirit, half flesh, or you can live alive with the fullness that can come in. Do you understand that? Oh, she was frowning, wasn't she?
Intently listening.
So we're going to start off to understand how this family should function. And we're going to start off, we go to Ephesians chapter 4, verse 21. Now this is all for the brothers and sisters as well, overseas. And this should be happening in your life. You can express your life in such fullness and happiness, even in the most simple things. You can express yourself. Most people are caught up in the funny-duddly-doodly things of the day, their program, their own personal program. Ephesians 1:1-4-3 it is.
Yep.
And they are caught up in routines.
Yes.
And they find it very hard to break out of it. And because they've planned their life in routines daily, they are going to experience a lot of unhappiness, a lot of misery, a lot of awfulness in their life, and that's their own fault. We can have a plan and get things in order, but what we have to do is make sure that we're ready to drop the plans that we have for the day and serve Yahushua.
Yeah.
Yep. That sounds good.
I'll wait until I get it ready.
Page 1143.
It's actually different in theirs.
Do you know where Ephesians is going?
She's found it.
Oh, good. Chapter 4, we're starting off at. Everybody settle down? Did everybody hear what we said?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody understand that? There's a way you can live, and there's another way you can live full of the Spirit with joy and happiness. It's called being alive. And every single thing that you do, you will enjoy. So.
Yes, mate, what's up?
I'm wondering if I can get a donut.
No, you can go back upstairs, thanks.
Okay.
What's a donut?
You are a donut. Okay, we're going to start Ephesians 4, verse 21. Now I'm going to read this. I'm going to be happy, and I'm going to read this with fullness and joy. Okay? That's how I think we should come to the Word and be excited about it, because you'll get excitement back.
Yep.
Okay, verse 21 says, "If indeed you have heard him and were taught by him, as truth is in Yahushua, that you put off with regard to your former way of life." What do you think that would entail, to put off your former way of life?
Like, changing what you do and
Speak up.
Yeah. Sit closer so he can get you.
No, you,
Oh, you're right.
just speak loud.
changing what you do and change.
That you put off with regard to your former way of life, the old man being corrupted again according to the desires of the deceit. What's the deceit?
Lies.
Being tricked. Being tricked by whom?
The deceit, it says. The deceit. So when we're born, what are we
We're born into sin.
deceived into? What are we
Sin.
deceived? Well,
Into the
yeah.
world.
Well, okay, the world. And we look at the world as a...
Deceit.
So we sit there and we take in all sorts of things from the world.
Yep.
If we're born out of the spirit of Yahusha, like these people were, this is being said to a congregation of the Ephesians, the assembly of the Ephesians. So they were born into the world. They were full of the world. So where does the old man go? When we get immersed, where does he go, Marky?
Under the water.
And he's what?
Impaled. Dead.
He's impaled under the water, buried, dead.
Yeah.
That's our old self. And then Yahusha plants a seed in us, right?
Yeah.
So then we come up out of the water and we've still got habits, worldly habits,
Yeah.
right? And what are they called here?
Deceit.
We have truths that we've grown up with and things that we've accepted and we think are true and are good. And when you come to the Word, you find a difference.
Yeah.
So as Micah said, you have to put it off, get rid of it,
Yeah.
change your whole life. That means everything that's worldly, Yahusha is telling us he wants us to put it off. All our behaviours that have anything to do, mixture of the world within us, he wants us to put it off. And guess what? You're allowed to do it. Doesn't matter what the world says, anyone in the world, doesn't matter what they say, you can just go, yeah, I understand how you feel. Yes, I can see. And then you don't listen to receiving that in, because look what it says. And to be renewed in the ruach of your mindset. Now, have you guys yet come to a stage where you're just overjoyed and so happy? Have you come to anything like that where you just feel drunk in the spirit? You feel so high and you're so happy. Have you? Yes or no?
No.
You? I've seen you.
All the time.
Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes, you have?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
Occasionally.
Occasionally. So what do you think's stopping you? Well, as far as that
The
says.
deceit.
Yeah, what deceit? What do you think is stopping you?
Basically,
Mindset.
it's a mindset. It's basically
Former way
me
of life.
wanting stuff done
Yeah.
exactly
How you...
how I want it done.
Yeah. Well,
Exactly.
if you're not getting that, you go and you talk and say, this is what I want done. You tell them.
Yep.
You got that?
Yeah,
This is the way I want you to do it.
absolutely.
Now, what about if they can do it and they do it well and they get creative and add something new? Does that disturb your routine?
No,
Oh, good.
no, that's fine.
Still done in time,
as long
everything's happy.
as long as they've done what they've been
Like if
instructed.
Peter feels like she wants to carve something into a
Celery stick.
carrot. We saw it in that show, didn't we? He carved a Oscar for his wife. Yeah, so you happy with that?
That's fine.
Right, so once they're fluent in it, they come to a creative stage where they have ideas then.
That's
We
right.
have to let them come in.
Yeah,
Now, Lou wouldn't let Mark go there. So I said, Mark, stuff it. Go there, mate. Do it. Learn from, what you experience. And that's what he's gone. He's listened, as it says, if you've been called and you listen to Yahusha, and taught by 𝗪𝗓𝗓. That's it. So we have to be as the wise men who don't stand in the way of the young ones coming through, because at the end everyone gets, even those that came in the last hour, they got paid the same as the ones that were first. And the ones that were first were grumbled. So we have to stand aside and let the new ones come through. Right? So we teach them, and then they have to move with 𝗪𝗓𝗓 in their lives. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Everyone understanding this? Simple? So if you're not feeling that overwhelming joy, what's in the way?
Yourself,
Yes?
your former way of life,
Yes?
your mindset.
The world.
Yes? What were you going to say?
The deceit.
The what?
The deceit.
Yes. So you have to put off that deceit. You have to do it yourself to show 𝗪𝗓𝗓 you're not into that. You're into what he wants you to do. Yeah? So you guys have been called out of the world to get this into you and to live this. This is the best education you can have in the world. Right?
Yeah.
Right. According to the desires of the deceit, verse 23, and be renewed in the ruach of your...
Mindset.
So the mindset has to be renewed, has to be changed. And you have to do it. And that's the battle going on in your lives. That's if you're unhappy, because in the presence of 𝗪𝗓𝗓 you don't feel like that. You feel overwhelmed and you love people. It just flows through you. And you look at sisters and brothers and you just love them and you feel wonderful. And nothing can stop that power. If someone says something nasty to you, you can just let them
Have it.
Yeah. Okay. Right. And that you put on the renewed man, which was created according to Yahuwah, in righteousness and set apartness of the truth. The truth, living the truth, is righteous behaviour. That's how he wants us to live on his words. That's the truth. Therefore, having put off the false. So the world is false deceit. Constantly trying to woo you guys into its ways.
Yeah.
You want to fix that?
No, it's fine.
All right. It's part of it, is it? Right. Therefore, and you put on the renewed man, which was created according to Yahuwah. So the new man that comes up out of the water and the seeds planted in is created according to Yahuwah. That's the way.
Wow.
In righteousness and in set apartness of the truth. What's set apartness, Pina? These are called the set apart scriptures. We're called set apart. So what's set apart mean to you?
Unique.
Yes?
Different.
Yes? You're being set apart unto 𝗪𝗓𝗓. You're not living the way of the world. Yeah? And this is where we have to go. We all have to attain this behaviour in our life and put off the other. If you're not happy inside, that's why. You've got to shift it out. You've got to move it out. So do the brothers and sisters that are overseas watching this. They have to do this. We all have to do it and come into this same behaviour where you're full of love towards each other.
Yep.
Right? Right. Verse 25. Therefore, having put off the false, speak.
Truth. Truth.
What's the truth?
Truth is the word.
That's it. This is the truth. If you're speaking anything else, it's a
Lie.
Lie.
That's why we say don't make excuses, because excuses are
Lies.
lies. So don't speak it. Don't speak the lies.
Yeah.
He doesn't want that. That's the language of Satan. Don't tell lies. Don't speak lies to each other.
Keep going.
That's lies. Satan's language.
Yeah.
See? If you're hiding things and telling each other a lie, you have to be in bondage, don't you? Because the scripture says once you lie, you become a slave to it. So you keep lying to cover up lies, to cover up. So we need to understand what Yahushua wants of us.
Yeah.
Don't tell lies. So this is instruction for this family. Not only this family, but families out there. And we all have to come to this unity. We all have a battle to put it off. To put off lies, to put off the old thing. And renew our minds with the Word. And then when you do that, you're going to see things and you're going to feel so amazing. Yeah? Okay. Therefore, having put off the false, speak truth, each one with his neighbour. Who's your neighbour? The bloke next door?
No, brothers
No,
and sisters
That's right.
In Yahusha.
in
Yeah,
Yahushua.
that's right.
Yeah.
It's a big difference because that's the world next door.
Yep.
But you don't have to. You just speak kindly to them. Be nice.
Yeah.
No matter what. For we are family members of one another. All of us and all of you out there are family members of one another. Right?
Yeah.
Be angry, but do not sin. So you're allowed to be angry and say, you've made me angry, but don't get in a rage or go off or anything. Just say, you've made me angry and I don't like it. Would you stop that? Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But do not sin. Do not let the sun go down on your rage. If you've got a rage in you, you're angry and you're going to sleep, you'll wake up with it and you'll carry on the same. There's no way you can stop that because that's Yahushua's law. So you have to clear it up before you go to sleep. Don't go to bed with anger. You have to clear it up. It has to be right. So if you go to sleep with it, you're going to wake up and it's still going to be there until you deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll just be in that rage all the time and you will miss out on his wonderful love filling you with joy and happiness. It's up to each of us to achieve these goals in our lives. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Verse 27, nor give place to the devil. What do you say to the devil? One word, that's it. No. You don't have a talk with him or listen to him or have a rave with him. Just say no. If it's of the world and it's not of the word, no. And resist the devil and he will.
Flee.
That's what the word says. If you resist him, he will leave you alone and those demons. So you don't have to put up with that. Now that you've all been immersed and you know the way to walk, this is the way we, as a family of Yahuwah globally, should be behaving. Right? This is our instruction that he wants us to do. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
Verse 28, let him who stole steal no more. So you don't steal in any way, shape or form. Rather, let him labour, working with his hands, what is good, so that he possesses to share with those in need. So you work hard, make your money, and you can share it with others.
Yeah.
Right? That's really a very good thing to do. You still got to have a budget and run your home and all that. But if you've got excess, Yahushua blesses you, you could share.
Yeah.
Or you could be saving for a purpose so that that purpose can help others.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Definitely.
Let no corrupt word come out of your mouth, but only such as is good for the use of building up, so as to impart what is pleasant to the hearer. Let no corrupt word come out of your mouth. No filthy language, no corrupt, horrible things that are going to hurt and upset, but only such as is good for the use of building up. That's all you let come out of your mouth, to build people up and help them.
Yeah.
That's how you live. That's how Yahushua's instructing us to live. Don't let slime come out and attitudes and rudeness. That's no good. You're not going to feel good if you do that. Yeah?
No.
So it's wonderful if you look on the other side how great you will feel. How happy and how high you will feel if you do it. Right. So to impart what is pleasant to the hearer. So people that are hearing what you're saying, it's pleasant to them. It's not awful. You know what I mean? Yeah. And do not grieve the Ruach, the set-apart spirit of Yahuwah, for whom you were sealed for the day of redemption. Now, how could you grieve the set-apart spirit?
If he's not there. If he's not there. If he doesn't like the way you behave and he doesn't make you feel like he's there and he doesn't approve and he's turning his back on you, so to speak, you miss him. You're grieving. You're not getting that high. You're not getting that wonderful joy.
Yeah.
You're grieving him.
Right.
He's not there.
So where is the set-apart spirit?
In our hearts.
Yeah?
In your heart, bro.
How did it get there?
We immersed ourselves. We opened the portal.
When you immersed yourself and he opened the portal in your heart, he planted his spirit in you.
Each person.
We're talking individually. Because you went there, he gave it to you. And what's his spirit? Love, joy, peace, patience, all those wonderful things should be going on in you. Right? So if you're somewhere and someone doesn't approve of your joy or your happiness, it says where evil is concerned, be
As a child.
as a child.
Run.
Be quiet or run away, get out of there. Yeah? Because it's not the right behaviour. It's not good. You can't do that to each other. You can't have all your moods and attitudes and putting them on people. You've got to be in self-control. That's what he's telling us. Brothers and sisters out there.
Yeah.
Because we need to have unity in the body, and everything that's in the scripture is about behaviour. Everything, because when you look at the world, it's evil against Yahushua's behaviour. So we have to adopt his behaviour, not the way of the world. They're always trying to convert us into their mindset. But if you want his presence in you and you want to grow up and bear the fruit, it's up to you to say no to the world. Don't let it deceive
You.
Good. Okay. And do not grieve the set-apart spirit of Yahuwah, by whom you were sealed for the day of redemption. The sealing is the seed, and the circumcision, you're sealed, and you've got his number, his name on your forehead, Yahuwah. Okay. Let all bitterness and wrath is what?
Oh, that can be
Rage.
like hatred and rage and anger. All of those things, all in one.
So what does this say? Let all bitterness and wrath and displeasure and uproar and slander be put away from you, along with all evil. He's telling us it's not hard to do it.
Yeah.
What do we put in the place of those horrible behaviours? That's evil. Anyone that's behaving those attitudes in your home is letting Satan come in to destroy the love and the peace. And you have to guard it, especially you and 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪. That's why I was hoping Luke would be here, but he can watch the video, can't he?
Yeah.
So the three of you know your position, and you know what's coming against the three of you. And you have to open your mouth and do something about it. And you can back them up and help them as well. Nobody's over anybody. You just all have jobs, and you all make sure, the three of you, that all the jobs are done. Everyone's, so you're backing up mummy and daddy, so mummy and daddy can go to work and make
Money.
for wonderful. So you want it all cool and flowing and even. Now, it's not hard to put those things off.
No.
Bitterness, anger, displeasure, riotous, being loud and boisterous and all that. Put it off. Slander, running each other down. Put away from you with all evil. You put it away. You know what you put in its place? Next verse. And be kind towards one another, tender-hearted. You know what that's like, to be tender-hearted towards one another? Oh, it just feels wonderful. And if anything comes to stop that coming through you, you know it's evil, it's Satan. You walk away from it. You just don't put up with it. Those behaviours should not be raging in this house. That's called chaos, that behaviour.
Yeah.
And instead of doing them, you put forgiving one another. And it's not hard to forgive one another. When you forgive someone, you are free inside yourself. If you hold something against someone, you're not forgiving them. Doesn't matter what the reason is. If you hold it there, you're not free. You're in bondage to Satan. And he can use you whenever he wants you to come and stir you up, make you unhappy, and do horrible things. And you're not free. So you've got to adopt this behaviour and be kind, 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪, towards one another. Tender-hearted, 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪, forgiving, 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪, one another, as Yahuwah also forgave you in Mashiach, in Messiah. So Yahushua forgave us. So that should be our behaviour towards the brothers and sisters. It's different for the world, because the world doesn't follow this. So you just be kind to them. That's the best behaviour to be to anyone in the world, kind.
Yeah.
That's all you have to do, really. But you can know the difference between them and Yahushua's behaviour. You can see that difference. You have to click into it and start doing it, so you grow up and you're bearing the fruits of righteousness. That behaviour is called the fruits of right. The fruits that are there is called righteousness. That means if you live that, you are right before Yahushua. Right. You're right. You're not wrong. You know how you get told in your head, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, wrong? You know that comes at you? Yeah? You know that? You're not. You can live righteous if you do this. Yeah? Now, we're going on to verse 5. After you know all this, now you know this, the right way to behave. And you have to instill it, you three, to all the young ones. You have to instill it. If you don't, you know, they can watch this and you can teach them to do it. Anyone that's not present today. Become then imitators of Yahuwah as beloved children. How did Yahuwah behave when he was here, Yahusha?
Kind.
Yeah.
Hold that thought.
Yeah, why?
Because there's people thumping.
Eh?
There's people thumping.
You boys all right? What are you thumping around for? Sit still. Stop thumping your legs.
Anyone want one of these?
Thank you.
Hmm?
Oh, good, thank you.
Oh, right.
Amazing, mate. Wonderful. Word's amazing.
Yeah.
Become imitators.
Right. We have to imitate Yahusha, how he was
Yeah.
in our lives.
Kind, loving, gentle.
Yeah. Imitate that behaviour in our lives wherever we are. We imitate this.
Mm.
You know? No one knows what we're doing. We're just imitating him so that we become.
Like him.
Satan wants us, through the world, through deceit, to imitate him so we become like him.
Mm.
So it's up to us to say no.
Mm.
And walk in love, verse 2, as Messiah also has loved us. So we walk in love. Walking in love, feeling wonderful.
Mm.
Knowing you're being righteous in every step you take, everything you say, everything you do, you're being kind, tender-hearted towards each other.
Mm.
Right? That's
Yeah.
how we should be behaving. That's what he wants us. This is the instruction. And walk in love as Messiah also has loved us and gave himself for us a gift and an offering to Yahuwah for a sweet-smelling fragrance. Like a sacrifice, though, they burn incense. Right? But our behaviour is a what? Sweet-smelling sacrifice.
Mm.
So if we're doing that, we're putting off the world, and it's like a sweet-smelling sacrifice to Yahusha.
Mm.
And how you're walking along in the world, and he sees you do kindness and say nice things to people, he's going to go, who's that? He'll notice you, and he'll want to know you, and he'll want to see what his child is doing. You'll be living righteously. How happy will that make him?
Yeah.
And what sort of favour will you get if you're behaving like this from him? What will he give you? You'll just feel, oh, so amazing. If you live like this. This is the instruction for us. He's telling us, come on guys, this is how I want you to live now.
Yeah.
This is the way to go. Yep.
Wonderful.
Verse 3, but whoring and all uncleanness or greed of gain, let it not even be named among you, as is proper among the set apart ones. Whoring. What would whoring be? Micah, what would whoring be to you?
Having like
What's a whore?
a whore is someone who sleeps with multiple people
For money.
for money.
So how can our behaviour be whoring?
Right.
Is that too difficult a question for you? Pina, what do you think whoring is, darling?
Think of it in a worldly sense.
It says not even to speak about it here.
Mm.
Let it not even be named among you. So brothers and sisters, in a teaching moment it's okay, but a living moment, if you want to be alive, you don't even speak about it. So can you come up with an answer or not? That's very good, darling. What about you? What does whoring mean to you?
It can be wanting things in the world.
Yep.
So whether it be I want a brand new car or I want $1 million. Of course, we'd all want that,
Yeah.
but we have to have the right behaviour
Yeah.
in order to be blessed to get that.
Yeah.
So
Okay. And what about you, son?
I'm not sure.
Right. I think it's got to do something with adoration, adoring things. Oh, I love that. Oh, I love that. I want that. And you're adoring, you're whoring your relationship with Yahusha
Yeah.
in favour of something. You're putting him aside
Yeah.
in favour of something that you desire.
Exactly.
So that's what whoring would be. It's spiritual adultery.
Mm.
We know what adultery is, don't we?
Turning your back on your husband or wife.
Yeah, so here we don't do that to Yahusha. So this is what he wants us to be aware of. We can be deceived by Satan into adoring something much more than him and putting that as more precious. Because you can see the apple there and the lemon. Oh, but you can't see Yahusha, but you can feel him. And his presence is so much more divine than what is created. So we always put him first other than other things. Yeah?
Amazing.
Yeah? Yeah, verse 4. We went 3, didn't we?
4.
Yeah, don't have it said, let it not be named among you as is proper among set apart ones. Neither filthiness, nor foolish talking, nor coarse jesting, which are not, what?
Fitting.
Fitting.
But instead of those things, thanksgiving, be grateful. Be thankful for everything that you got, for everything that you are in Yahusha. Be thankful, grateful for your situation in life, and that you trust him to look after you and guide you. Yeah? So none of those things, filthiness, foolish talking, coarse jesting, it's not fitting, it's not right, it's wrong. So you won't be righteous before Yahusha if you do these other behaviours in your life. Now, no one can point a finger at anyone else. It's just up to you if you're going to stop it. And the best thing is to do it inside privately. Don't judge anyone because you'll get judged. If you judge your brothers or sisters for their behaviour, you'll get judged. And it's much better to watch someone else get judged, glad it's not me, than you getting judged. Yeah? So you just shut up and let them work it out. Be kind. Yeah?
Yep.
Definitely.
For this, verse 5, you know that no one who whores, nor unclean one, nor one greedy of gain, who is an idolater, has any inheritance in the reign of Messiah and Yahuwah. So if you have any of those behaviours, you get a certain amount of time to adopt them, to learn them, to grow up into the fruit and bear the fruit of behaviour. You get a certain amount of time to grow up and do that. He gives you that time. But any of those behaviours, if you don't get rid of them, you don't get them out of your life, what does it say? You won't have any,
Inheritance.
you won't have eternal life. You won't inherit eternal life if you have those behaviours. Yeah?
Yeah.
So you know when you read this what he's saying to you, yeah? Personally.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's saying to you, but you do.
Yeah.
You know where you stand personally, brothers and sisters out there. You know where you stand personally with him once you read his word of instruction to us. Remember, everything's about behaviour. And there are many people trying to stop the younger generation from understanding or knowing this, or doing it.
Yeah.
Say it's too hard, but it's not too hard. You guys can do it. You guys can have Yahushua's favour. You guys can stop this. You had the power and you planted the seed in you. You can stop those sort of behaviours in this household. And you can be uplifting and encouraging once you know how everyone should behave. It's up to you, Pina, you, Josiah, and Luca to make sure this behaviour rules. But they have to be taught first. So if you sit down and you go through this video with them, so they're going to understand what is expected of them being in Yahushua's household. Right? So it's up to you guys to maintain that order. It's a privilege to be given this sort of thing. It's just a privilege. And it's wonderful. Right?
Yeah.
What verse were we up to?
6.
Let no one.
Let no one deceive you with empty words, because who's going to do that? The world
Yep.
is going to come at you. For because of these, the anger of Yahuwah comes upon the sons of disobedience. If we do those things, we listen and we do those things, what's going to come on us there?
The anger of the world.
The anger of Yahuwah.
The anger of Yahuwah.
Is going to come on you. You're going to feel that. You won't like it. And it's all because of
Behaviour.
your
Behaviour. Sin.
Self.
all because of yourself, the choice that you've made. If you get the anger of Yahuwah on you, and everyone else can see, because everyone else can see the love and the tender-heartedness and the softness and the gentleness and the love. We can all see it. So don't you let Satan reign in your family home. You boot him out and adopt this behaviour, brothers and sisters out there. We love you so much. Yeah? What a way to go, eh?
Great.
Therefore, do not become partakers with them. That's the negative. For you were what the deceivers. For you were once darkness, but now you are light in the Master. Walk as children of light. What does that mean to you, Micah? For you were once darkness. When were you darkness?
4 hours a month.
And all your habits and everything like that. Have you changed? Do you think you've changed and you're adopting this more? Yeah? Well, this is what Yahushua wants from you. So you know the darkness that you can push away, don't you? The great and wonderful dragon, Satan. You can stand there like that guy with a shield and say, no. You have power over that because the seed's in you. You're a son of the living Yahuwah. Hey? Right. Walk as children of light. For the fruit of the Ruach is in all goodness. Anything that you do that's good, that's fruit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fruit of righteousness is in that. And righteousness. For the fruit of the Ruach is in all goodness and righteousness. You're doing things that are right. And truth. You're telling the truth. Proving what is well-pleasing to the Master. So if you live like that, the fruit of Yahuwah is going to be in you and you're going to be pleasing Yahusha, by the way you live and by the way you behave. And if you know this, you can see I know it, can't you? And I can see everything that's going on around me because I'm free. If you live like that, you're going to be at peace, you're going to be happy. But you don't judge people. What for? You love them, uplift them. That's the way to be, that's the way to do it. And if you know if you're not feeling good about something, who's there at you, in you, wanting to take over your body, wanting to use you for unrighteous behaviour. This is righteous behaviour. We can adopt this and know it and love it.
Yeah.
But if there's things in us that aren't like this, who has to deal with them?
We do.
Me.
That's right. We have to deal with them ourselves. And the good thing is, it's not hard and we can. Don't listen to religious people.
Yeah.
They're snakes. They'll bite you with poison. You can do this inside yourself. And if you can feel Yahusha's not happy with you in certain parts as we go through it, what have you got to do?
Change.
Sow the seeds.
Spread.
Deal the cards.
Well, the first word.
Deal with it.
Deal
Deal with it, yourself.
self.
It's up to each and every one of you to get to righteousness, to get to where you're feeling Yahusha enveloping your life. And you can express yourself. You can express his word in so many different ways. They don't have to be spoken, just by your behaviour. And you know you're doing it. And you feel marvellous because you can feel the hatred. You can feel the anger, but you don't care because they can't get anything on you because of your
Behaviour.
Brothers and sisters, you'll win every time. The 3 rules will help you a lot get there, won't they?
Yes.
What verse, Josiah?
And have no fellowship.
And have no fellowship with the fruitless works of darkness. What does that mean, Pina? But rather expose them. Fruitless
anything to do with
works. Fruitless isn't fruitful. Fruitless works of darkness. So what sort of works, behaviour is darkness? Fruitless. Don't have anything to do with any of that. Because it's a deceit to get you.
Yeah.
To make you behave like that. Don't go there, because who's going to suffer? Yeah, do you want to suffer? Neither do I. I want to win this. For verse 12, for it is a shame to even speak of what is done by them in secret. So it's a shame to even speak of it. You don't want to speak of it. You don't want to know about it. Nah. Verse 13 at the top of the page, but all things being exposed are manifest by the light. For whatever is manifest is
Light.
light. So you can see it. You'll be able to see it. Whatever's going to be manifest, you'll see it. That is why he says, what?
Wake up,
Keep going.
you who sleep, everyone, and arise from the dead,
And
and
Messiah.
Messiah shall shine on you.
Right.
Everyone.
So we've been
Asleep.
dead, yeah. And arise from the dead. We've been asleep and dead. Not happy. Not, hi everybody, not joyous. Not the fullness that we can be of as a human being is made using every part of your being to bring pleasantness and joy to those around. Even if you're not saying anything, they can feel that you're happy. You know? So that's what you can achieve inside yourself. And it's not hard. It's easy to do nice things and be kind, isn't it? It's not hard to do it.
No.
And if you do it, you get the rewards, don't you?
Yeah.
You must have got the rewards for doing a lovely meal for everybody. How did you feel, Mr. Chef? Eh? Well, that's the way. You want the blessings? You do?
Good.
Yes, right. Oh, we're up here, aren't we?
15.
That 14. That is why he says, "Wake up, you." Oh no, sorry, you're right.
Okay.
See then that you walk exactly, not as,
Unwise.
Unwise.
but as.
Wise.
Wise.
So you can see by that statement what is unwise, what we've already read so far. What's unwise behaviour, walking means behaviour, and what's wise.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Mm.
And nobody's got the right to judge anybody else. So if I judge you, I'm going to get
Judge.
whacked. So do you think I'm going to get judged because of you and your behaviour?
No.
And that's how you
Not
should
at all.
be. That's how you should be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Redeeming the time because the days are wicked. We're living in wicked days. If you have the right behaviour as wise, you're redeeming your time. You're not wasting it. So then do not be foolish, but understand what the desire of Yahuwah is in your life. And do not be drunk with wine, in which is loose behaviour, but be filled with the Ruach. That's what we did with Luca. Let him have that experience.
Yeah.
He doesn't like it now, won't go anywhere near it. Speaking to each other in psalms. When you speak to each other, they should be feeling that you're loving them, you're kind, you're real. That's a reputation we should have with each other in this household. So that everyone feels safe, secure, knowing that Satan's not going to come through each one of you and hurt them.
Yeah, that's good.
And then that creates chaos, brothers and sisters, that behaviour. Yeah?
Yeah.
So we stop all that. I don't know what goes on in this house because I don't live here. But this is just instruction from Yahuwah coming to this household.
Yeah.
Yeah? And ours.
Yeah.
Speaking to each other in psalms and songs of praise and Ruach-like songs. Get into that music, Mark. Singing and striking the strings in your what?
Heart.
Heart.
To the...
Master.
Master.
So your behaviour should be striking the strings in your heart to the Master. That's how you should be feeling. And he will give you favour and joy and wonderful. Giving thanks always for all to Yahuwah the Father in the name of our Master Yahushua Messiah. Yeah? Here's a little bit of instruction. Subjecting yourselves to each other in the fear of Yahuwah. And this shows you in the next part how to subject. Wives, subject yourselves to your own husbands as you would to Yahusha. How does that sound to you, Therese, that order there? Because the husband is head of the wife, as also Messiah is head of the assembly, and he delivered of the body, and he is delivered of the body, deliverer of our bodies. So how does that show you something, Therese? How to do it?
It just basically says that I've got to do, well, whatever I'm told, basically.
Yeah.
As long as it's kind and loving, then
Yeah. Well, if it doesn't
help
come,
him
if
in-
it doesn't come across to you kind and loving, what are you going to think?
It's not from 𝗬𝗓𝗓.
Well, it could be.
Say what she's
First-
going to think. Stop
first-
putting words in her mouth, naughty
First,
man.
it'd be, what an asshole.
Yeah,
To be honest,
yes,
it's like, how rude.
Yes.
Talk to
Yeah.
somebody like that.
yes.
You know,
That's true.
you'd
And
want
then
somebody
then
to.
what would your reaction or behaviour be to
Probably
win the
tell him to-
situation?
Do it in bloody self.
All right. Well, what would be the best way, as far as what you've read so far? What would you adopt now?
If, having read this, it'd be a case of
Because we're not the judge.
ignore the way he said it,
Yeah.
and just basically go, okay, so you'd like me to do this, and this. Okay, no problem.
That's
And
right.
do it.
That's wonderful.
Because
You
then
win
who's
then.
going to get the whacking?
Yes. Have you been that clever?
A couple of times.
Yeah, good girl. It's worth it, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. So, this shows us how we should behave towards each other. Right? Wives, subject yourselves to your own husbands as to the master, because the husband is the head of the wife, and also, we read that, he's the deliverer of the body. So if you have that behaviour, you'll be delivered from bad behaviour, won't you? Mm. But as the assembly is subject to Mashiach, so that means we're all subject to Messiah, Yahusha, and we should be behaving that way, the assembly, all of us, towards each other. Like a wife subjects herself to her husband. Right. Here's the other side to raise. Husbands, love your wives as Yahusha also did love the assembly and gave himself. He died for the assembly, for us. So husbands, you have to love your wives that much that you're willing to go anywhere for her to see a point.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Wow.
So he won't come home and do that to you. You won't go through any feelings. In order to set it, in order to set it apart and cleanse it with the washing of the water of the word. Right, so that behaviour cleanses and washes all of us with the word, in order to present himself a splendid assembly, not having spot or wrinkle or any of this sort, but that it might be set apart in blameless and blameless. In this way, husbands ought to love their own wives as their own bodies. He who loves his wife loves himself. For no one ever hated his own flesh, but feeds and cherishes it, as also the master does the assembly. Because we are members of his body and his flesh and his bones. Did you know that? How can we be members of his body, his flesh and his bones? He's living in eternity and we're here. How can we be that?
Because we were created in his image.
Because of his spirit.
What do you mean?
Because that same spirit is in every single, and it connects us all to him. He's the head and we are the body. He's given
That's
us
right.
all part of his spirit.
Yeah.
Like the,
See,
like a human body is just connected with that whole system of veins and everything.
so we're all connected, brothers and sisters globally. We're all connected, we're all part of his.
Body.
So the behaviour has to be
Same.
as he's instructed.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think we might stop there. If you want to read on, you can. If you want to say anything about this, you can. I'd love to hear if there's going to be anything said.
Well, yeah, I'm just burning because I don't do half of this stuff. So that's what I've just been. It's like.
Do you think Yahusha didn't know that?
Didn't know
That
what's
you
in
don't
here.
do any of this sort of stuff?
He knows everything.
So, do you think he would know that you're not doing that?
Yeah.
So why do you think he brought it to you?
So it's like a big mirror.
To
Check this out.
open.
Would he be saying anything horrible to hurt you?
No,
Well, what's he giving you?
it's an encouraging burning.
Eh,
Yeah, it's not a heavy one.
no.
It's
Because you can do this, it's not hard.
yeah.
He told us, take on my yoke, my burden
Yeah.
is light,
Yeah.
not heavy.
Yeah.
And this is how the word should be presented to all the brothers and sisters so they know how to receive it. And they want to do it to please him. Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, totally.
So that's no big problem, is it?
No. No.
You don't have to burn.
No.
You can say what instead of burning?
I'm sorry, Father.
You say, if you're burning, who's at you?
Satan.
Satan.
Yeah.
What's he want to do to you?
Running you down.
Yeah, running you down, that's
You're
right.
down. Yeah.
Right on.
I
Right
know.
on. Well, you do. Yeah, that's what he wants.
Yeah.
But what's this? What's Yahusha giving you when you look at it?
Life. The
Hey.
way. This is the way.
Oh, how easy.
This
Yeah.
is the way.
Well, if any of this stuff is going on in your household, you guys have to win the battle and stop bringing it in
Yeah.
to your lives.
That actually reminds me of a little talk I had with Hunter this morning.
Yeah.
He was going off his face about his tablet and crying over a stupid game of all things. So
Yeah.
worldly stuff, obviously. So I said to him, your right ear is Yahusha and your left ear are the demons. If you keep listening to the left ear, so which ear do you want to listen to? The right one. I said, why do you want to listen to the right one? Because that's Yahusha. He's going to tell me to do the right things. I said, exactly. So there's a good point for everybody. They can actually teach children that way too. Yahusha's on the right side and Satan and demons are on the left.
Wonderful.
That's great.
So he was really happy after I explained it like that. Good.
Wonderful.
There you go.
Do you have talks like that with Hunter?
Yeah.
That's wonderful, isn't it? You think I'm going to get you? You feel like I'm going to get you, Marky? Damn.
Yeah, it's wonderful. And
What are you really
and that's all
thinking? I haven't got a clue. I wouldn't know.
What am I really thinking?
Yeah, what are you really thinking?
It's just the pure word, unbridled. That's what it is. And when you're exposed to it, you just, because I'm just spending so much time up here, and when you get down here, it's so practical and just like this. I'm just so angry I wasted so much time. You know, like still back here.
But
Like-
you can research New Testament scriptures to add to what you're doing.
Oh yeah,
You
I
know,
do.
but
when
you're
you just-
actually doing that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Why worry?
It's not that. It's just
Why worry?
yeah. It's just when you open it up to a scripture like that, you just think, oh wow, yep, yeah, I forgot about that. Yep, don't
Well,
do
it's
that. Yep,
not
yep.
very long, is it?
No,
So it's not going to take you long to learn it.
No.
It's not going to take you long to apply it.
no.
And you can have it. You are it because the seed's in you. And that right here
Yeah,
can...
exactly right.
Is the right ear Yahusha?
Yeah,
I
right.
forget, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, so
It's
the
to
left
be-
ear can...
Yeah. Right
Get
is
lost.
right.
Right ear is right.
The right ear's right.
Oh,
and
right's right.
The left ear's wrong.
Yeah.
We got them mixed up. Okay?
Right is right.
Yeah.
Left is
So
wrong.
there you are. That's what you've got to put in your mind. It's not hard. Yahusha gave me the power, the ability to apply this behaviour in my life, not that. deceit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The whole world is deceit.
yeah.
Mm.
How you feel about since we came around the word and you started taking hold of your home and all your minions? How you been feeling? You had a week. You've been in there doing it. Made all the lawns today. How do you feel inside yourself? Most of the stuff's practical. It's not just sitting here reading 24/7. You read some and then you got to do it. Speak, son. How do you feel? Good. I labour and I labour and I labour and I get
you to
good.
open up and talk to him.
It's all right.
Say how you feel about
It's
this
overwhelming
teaching.
coming
Can
through
you
the
tell
table.
him, pick out something there and make his heart feel good and tell him? Pick something out. Oh, that taps me, Dad. Just between you and Dad, I won't look. No one's allowed to look while they're talking.
Peanut doing
Don't
acrobatics.
interrupt.
Please not do that because if that drops and smashes, what are you going to do?
You're funny. It's fine, mate. Don't worry about it.
Do you tell us? Is it over?
No, we just
Oh, is it over?
mental telepathy.
All right.
Oh,
Good, bro.
Anyone else want to say anything? No? No?
No.
I think the best part too, but after you've said it all, it's easy.
Bring it home,
We
Victor.
can,
Come
we
on.
can, we can do it, and it's so many times you just feel like, oh crap, you know, this is so hard. Who am I? How can I? They're all negative thoughts. You
Yep.
can do it. It's easy to say that it's
It is.
easy. It's just so easy.
Well,
it's
Yahusha
just like
said it.
going and, you know, making a new something. It's easy.
Yeah.
Starting a new way.
Mm.
He said we could do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. We can change. We can.
Take
course we
my
can.
burden
Yeah.
upon you because take my yoke upon you because my burden is light.
That's it.
This isn't heavy and hard to do. You know, we can all do it. Each one of us. Depends on whether we want to or not.
I know.
If you want to do it, you're going to feel wonderful.
Wanted.
It's just
But
a
if
choice.
you don't want to do it,
You
you're not
won't.
going to feel wonderful.
Simple. No, then you're in deceit, aren't you?
That's it.
It's become really clear. Very clear.
That was brilliant, mate.
You want to sum up, say goodbye to everybody?
That was brilliant. I loved it. This is how you're supposed to be around the word and bring it into the family. Your family, our family, the family, global family. We're all the body.
Yeah.
And we all have to behave the same way.
Yep.
Nobody will stand on something and say this is how everybody needs to behave.
Yeah.
Nobody will go there and say it. And we are, which means we have to do it. This is how the body should be behaving. There's nothing new. It's,
2,000
But it
years
is.
old.
yeah.
You want to take the step?
Yeah.
You want to take the step, brothers and sisters?
Yes!
The battle's on.
Do it.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for having us.